Since my 18th viewing of the season finale of Star Wars Rebels Season 2, I got to thinking, this might be the best Star Wars product since Star Wars Rebels Season 1. There was a lot to like in Season 2, and surely some to hate, but one of my unexpectedly favorite parts was the reemergence of Darth Maul, or now simply, Maul, and the possible consequences his return could bring. I mean, there must be an important reason for his return, as God Emperor Filoni wouldn't just tease us like that. Or would he? Filoni and crew provided us with a Maul that moves the character away from the simple, deadly assassin who we all wanted so much more from, to a rather intelligent, cunning, and forward-looking individual. If you're like me, and you're cool enough to watch a Wednesday night animated children's show to obsess about how it all plays within the greater Star Wars universe, then you too were treated to a Maul who establishes a lot of great new information about the Jedi, the Sith, and the dark and light sides of the Force. And better yet, if you watch closely enough, I mean, really closely, closer, we can start to see the beginning of a new line of philosophy as it pertains to the amalgamation of the dark and light sides of the Force, as exemplified in Maul. Outside of the dogmatic, light side is good and virtuous, and the dark side is evil and wicked. In this video expose, I will argue that the relationship that existed between Supreme Leader Snoke and Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens was first seen in the relationship of Maul and Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Rebels, particularly when it comes to the Master seeking an apprentice with the right balance of the dark and light sides of the Force, and also in promoting a philosophy that pushes a pragmatic approach that relies on both the light and dark. I know. We'll start slow. To get a good sense of this new philosophy, let's do a little recap and allow our friends unfamiliar with Star Wars Rebels to catch up. But really, do yourself a favor and give Rebels a chance. And while you're at it, perhaps jump into A New Dawn by John Jackson Miller. Unlike all my other friends, this one actually exists. I read dead canon. In the two-part season finale of Season 2, Twilight of the Apprentice, Kanan, Ahsoka, and Ezra go to the planet of Malachor at the behest of Yoda, to help them defeat Darth Vader and his Inquisitors. Under the surface of Malachor, they find an ancient Sith temple and assume that they were sent there to seek knowledge forbidden by the Jedi, that would allow them to defeat the Sith. They are soon confronted by the Eighth Brother, causing Ezra to fall through the ground beneath him and into an underground tunnel, while Kanan and Ahsoka are left to pursue the Inquisitor, who conveniently applies helicopter mode and takes to the safety of the skies. What the... It is while being in the underground tunnel where Ezra runs into Maul, who discloses that he's been trapped on Malachor for several years following the crashing of his starship. We're left to wonder whether it's bad luck causing Maul to undergo long stretches of time isolated from the rest of the universe, or his own weird proclivities. Either way, it is through the discussions between Ezra and Maul where we see the start of a new and important philosophy emerge, which strongly correlates with what we presently know about Supreme Leader Snoke. First, we see that Maul clearly establishes that not only is he no longer a Sith, but that the Sith are now his enemy. Maul directly states to Ezra that all Inquisitors and their masters are his enemies. And seeing that the Inquisitors are Force sensitives working for the Galactic Empire to hunt and kill the remaining Jedi who survived Order 66 and are personally trained by Darth Vader, it is clear that Maul's enemies include the Emperor and Vader, which after the events of the Clone Wars is not too surprising. Maul even recounts to Ezra that the Sith took everything from him: his brother, his mother, and any chance of grasping onto power. Clearly, he is no fan. Further clues that Maul is no Sith are that he has given up his Sith title of Darth by confirming to the Seventh Sister that he's no longer Darth Maul, merely Maul, and when discussing the Sith holocron with Ezra, he refers to the holocron as holding all of their secrets. That is, the Sith's secrets. But so what? I mean, it's pretty clear that there's no place among the Sith for Maul, as the Emperor has replaced him with Darth Vader, and after the events of the Clone Wars, it's fairly self-evident that Maul would not want to continue on a path alongside the Emperor. The importance of Maul's declared war on the Sith is not only the fact he's declared war on the Sith practitioners, Vader and the Emperor, but on the entire Sith philosophy. Maul exhibits a new philosophy that will allow him to destroy the Sith and achieve the power he's always desired. And importantly, this new philosophy regarding the light and dark sides of the Force significantly mirrors that which is being put forth by Supreme Leader Snoke in The Force Awakens. When Maul tells Ezra that he's found the key to destroying the Sith, it would be easy to assume he means the battle station present on Malachor, that he could use the battle station to destroy the Empire and take power for himself. However, I interpret Maul's words as meaning that he's started formulating a new philosophy in which to yield the Force, similar to Darth Bane's reformulation of the Sith philosophy 1,000 years prior. Having witnessed Darth Bane's success at reclaiming control of the galaxy from the Jedi through his new philosophy embodied in the Rule of Two, it would only make sense that Maul would begin devising his own philosophy and path to destroy the Sith. This is shown when Maul tells Ezra that in order to defeat their enemy, they not only have to know their enemy, but to also practice their beliefs. When Ezra replies that Kanan, his Jedi Master, would not approve of him practicing the beliefs of the dark side, Maul sighs quite visibly, and clearly understands and is confident that without practicing opposite beliefs, they can't win. Further, Maul implores Ezra to seize both power and knowledge, and to take risks and do what must be done. From this, Maul seems to be promoting a more pragmatic and fluid approach with the Force that calls for the use of knowledge and doing what must be done in a situational basis, where a Force user utilizes the light and dark sides of the Force as necessary in the situation. Maul even tells Ezra that in order to open the Sith holocron, one does not necessarily have to be a Sith. One merely has to think like one, which again shows that a Force user doesn't necessarily have to follow the philosophy of the Sith in order to take on their attributes and practice within the ways of the dark side. These conversations between Maul and Ezra provide an excellent insight into Maul's mind, 3 years before the events of A New Hope, and demonstrate that Maul is willing to take a pragmatic approach to the Force, with the potential to take from both the light and dark as needed. However, the most important connections between Maul and Supreme Leader Snoke is in their choices of apprentices, which ultimately provides the true insight into their philosophies regarding the Force. Maul quickly takes a liking to Ezra and immediately works towards pulling him away from Kanan and towards himself. At an opportune time, Maul eventually claims Ezra as his apprentice and looks to end Ezra's apprenticeship with Kanan and Ahsoka on a permanent basis. But the reason for Maul's interest in Ezra is clear when taking his new philosophy of pulling from both the light and the dark sides of the Force into consideration. Maul wants Ezra as he exhibits both passionate and aggressive tendencies. This is perfectly in line with Supreme Leader Snoke's interest in Kylo Ren, who he's interested in making his apprentice because he embodied the perfect balance between the light and the dark sides. Therefore, we have two masters, in Maul and Supreme Leader Snoke, who are interested in and seek out apprentices who exhibit a balance of light and dark within them. With Twilight of the Apprentice ending in Maul's survival and Ezra opening the Sith holocron, I look forward to more possible connections between Maul and Snoke, Kylo Ren and Ezra, and also the possible emergence of a new philosophy utilizing both the light and dark sides of the Force in Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. I also look forward to be proven right. So there we go, another ironclad Star Wars theory. We love doing these, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me, for Servaggio Press.